Welcome back to the Friendly Fox. Today I'm going to show you how to create permanent vinyl that you can put on really anything within reason. We use it a lot for our fragrance bottles that we have in our candle store. So today I'm going to make a new fragrance and I'm going to show you how I go through the steps. So this is just an example of what I'll be making today. The permanent vinyl is great because it goes on so many things. You can use it for organization, you can use it for personalizing gifts. The options are pretty much endless. That being said, let's get creative. I'm starting with Cricut brand vinyl. You don't have to use this brand. I find that it works really well, especially for metallics, but there are other great brands out there as well. On this one, it says right on it what you're working with in case when you take the package off, you throw it away and you forget whether it's permanent or temporary vinyl. I do like that it says it right on the inside. It also has these little lines that you can see, and each one is a ½ inch. So the project I'm making today, I'll need 4 inches by 4 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. I'm going to go ahead and cut this whole piece off just so that I'm not left with scrap on my roll. And then I will go ahead and cut this part. So now we have our piece of vinyl, and we're going to go ahead and go to the Cricut design space, design what we want it to look like, and then make it on the Cricut.
The first thing we're going to do after opening Cricut Design Space is click New Project. Since we're doing a text label, we'll use the text option and we'll type in the text that the Cricut is going to cut out. Next, we're going to change the fonts. I like to use the Sign Painter font for this, but you can use whatever font you want or whatever font is in your computer system. Next, we're going to place the text where it will be cut out on the Cricut mat, and we're going to size it. From there, we go to Make It. We're selecting the mat that we're going to use. I'm using a 12 by 24 inch. And here you can see where it's placed. So now we'll go ahead and click Continue. And once the Cricut is connected, then you'll be able to select your material. And the material we're using is metallic vinyl. I like to opt for more pressure, just so that I make sure it's cutting all the way through. Then we'll go ahead and press the flashing go button on the Cricut machine and watch it get cut out.
Now I have my vinyl cut out, so I'm going to go ahead and peel off the part that I don't need. I did cut this bigger than I needed it to be, but for me, I would always rather make sure that I have enough space than not enough space. Part of the reason that I like working with the metallics is I do find them very easy to weed. To make it easier myself, I'm going to go ahead and cut this part off. And I'll go ahead and cut this part off too. Depending on how big the scraps are, that determines whether or not I save them for another project. This one isn't really something I could reuse, whereas this one I could potentially use for something else. And I find it really easy to do the weeding if you start from the top and you just roll the extra that you're removing off. It works so much better than when I try and do it from the side. Now I have my finished product, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out the transfer paper to put it onto the bottle. For the size of the transfer paper, you only need the size of the text or whatever the sticker is that you're working on. So for me, I'm just going to go ahead and cut off this square. And the transfer tape has lines on it as well. Both the Cricut brand and the other brand that I have the lines so that you know what you're cutting out. Now I'm going to peel the transfer paper off of the backing, and then I'm going to lay the transfer paper sticky side up and then place my sticker on top of it. Now I'm going to use this tool to press the vinyl onto the transfer tape, just going over it back and forth, really trying to get it to stick to the transfer tape. Some materials stick better than others, it really just depends. Now I have my sticker onto the transfer tape, so I'm going to go ahead and put it onto the bottle. And then I simply press on my design and then peel off the transfer tape. Now you can see that it's on the bottle. With this particular project, I like to do the weeding at the end because I just find it so much easier once it's already on the item. So now I would go in and remove any of the extra vinyl that doesn't need to be there. This is our finished product. You can see here that the letters are on there. They're all crisp. They look really good. It's on smooth. And this sticks really well because it is permanent vinyl, but I love using the gold because it really just pops on everything that I've tried it on. So that is how you add permanent vinyl to really any project that you're working on. Thanks for watching.